Welcome to the Casual Reader Book Club this week. We're going to be talking about the first part of Trail of Lightning. So, the character, I think, is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't, in this section of the book, learned exactly what happened to make this, what I think you called it, post-apocalyptic.
Oh, actually, there have been hints already. In this
there are hints. There's big water. There's problems, that kind of thing. But we haven't really, truly learned what happened.
I don't remember that they ever go into tremendous, huge amounts of detail about it. It's just a little bit here and a little bit there that we learn about this. That there's been this environmental
disaster,
huge disaster.
And I think they said in this section of the book, 2/3 of the U.S. is completely underwater now. So, up high and out west is basically what's left. So I'm going to go with Kentucky's probably underwater too.
I'm thinking so.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Unless there's some people up on top of the ridges,
On the very tip tops of the mountains. Yeah. So I find that...
They'd be islands.
There would be islands, for sure. So I thought that was kind of interesting to read those sections of it. I like that she recognizes that what she does is not well accepted by people. Hunting monsters and finding them and killing them. Like, she's a necessary... I think we used this in a previous conversation.
She's
a necessary evil.
Yes.
But not truly evil.
No, she's not.
I mean, she's definitely not evil.
But people treat her as if she is.
But people treat her as if she's dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very sad for her. Very
mm-hmm.
sad for her.
Yeah, because it's not an easy life. She's facing things nobody wants to face.
Yeah. In the first part of the book, we see her be called upon to go hunt a monster who has taken a 12-year-old girl-ish.
That part was rough.
Yeah. So, and the little girl winds up having already been attacked by the monster, which means she would become, I assume, infected.
That's what she said. It's already in your blood.
It's already in your blood, so she would be infected and eventually become one. So she actually took the little girl's head as well. And I think that takes a lot of,
Well, it either takes an incredible amount of strength or someone who has no empathy. And she's not someone who has no empathy. She was just like, oh, crap, man, really? And then she does what needs to be done. That's strength I don't have.
Yeah, I don't know that I could have done that.
No.
Even knowing what was coming and what would face the little girl and her family.
That she'd probably kill her family.
And she would, yeah. I just don't know that I could do that. It was very, very, very sad and poignant.
Mm.
Very poignant. In the last part of the book that we read, they arrive at the library to listen to oral histories. That struck me as hilarious.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
Especially since I used to work in the oral history program in special collections. And I thought, oh, so oral history does play a role in this book somewhere. So history is important.
Absolutely.
And being able to learn from, in this particular case, it's going to be being able to learn from the stories that have been handed down from generation to generation. So I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, and it's the things that are traditionally not written down,
mm-hmm.
And have been passed down. Yeah. And of course, she's got the classic truck that she's so proud of. I thought that was cute. And he was like, I thought you said this was a super truck. She goes, I said this was a classic.
There's a difference. We do not allow her to overheat.
Yeah.
And I think I thought it was especially cute that she explained to him that she could fix it. You know, whatever it was, she could fix it, but the parts were really getting hard to find.
Yeah.
And she must have really had it shined up and everything, so it must look very, very top dollar, top shelf. It's really cute. What did you think about the grandson?
He's interesting. You're looking like you don't trust him. Or there's something you don't like about him.
Well, it's not that I don't trust him. I don't understand what his purpose is yet. And this morning, because I have been not having as much time to read as I normally would, so I finished up chapter 9 this morning. I was sitting there thinking, going into a place with dangerous things, possibly. Take a gun, check. Except he turned it away and said he didn't require one. So I want to know what his talent is.
Well, we've seen a hint of it.
Not too much. I mean, he was able to break in easily.
No.
What part?
When the really obnoxious guy was talking about, well, the lawman. Long arm. Yeah, when he was harassing her and everything, you notice he took off his glasses and suddenly this guy was agreeing with everything he said?
Oh, yeah. I didn't pick up on that.
There's a reason that his grandfather calls him Big Medicine.
I wonder if that will work on the monsters. I'm assuming that we will find out later in the book. But I did not pick up on that. I will have to confess.
You think that guy who was just so...
Have you read this whole book?
Mm-hmm. But it's been at least a year since I read it.
Oh, okay. So that's... I'm like...
I reread this section.
How did you pick up on that was important?
Well, I think I caught that the first time, but yeah, it's been over a year, I think, since I read it. But yeah, I reread this section this week. But yeah, I mean, the character of Longarm, he's just like, he's mean to his core. And, you know, and you were getting that impression. And when the guy came around, his buddy came around, and everything, and he was like, what? You've changed your mind. I mean, that's unheard of for this guy. He's like, you know, and he has a grudge against her. So he was really intending to take her in, and he was just going to gleefully demand answers to stuff that he probably knew the answers to already. But he was going to do it until this guy steps forward and does his, you might call a Jedi mind trick. It was like, oh.
See, the way I took it was this. He stepped forward, he took his glasses off to show respect, and because he was the grandson of this well-known guy in town, and he was going to be going with her, they were going to elect not to mess with her in this moment. But they reserved the right to do it later, when there weren't people who mattered around. So that's how I took that. I didn't think or connect it to that might be part of his, because I thought his big medicine is healing, because that's what his grandfather kept saying. You know, he has big medicine, and it's related. I took it as it was related to actually healing wounds or something like that.
Well, we might see some of that, but you know, he is very persuasive. Let us say.
Yeah, but I still was a little doubtful when he went in there without a gun. I thought, okay.
I'm trying
to
remember.
I agree with her. Just don't die.
You know, there might be a reason, and I can't remember if there is specific. Like I said, it's been over a year, and I don't remember that detail. But yeah, he is an important character.
Well, he hinted at, in this section, when he said no to the gun, he hinted at there would be no way that he could handle a gun. Like there would be something that would be bad that would happen if he did that. So,
well, you could also argue that if one's, you know, clan powers are something to do with healing, if you go around killing people, might you lose those powers?
Mm-hmm. Could be. I don't know. But I'm assuming we're going to find out more about this. And I guess the other part that bothered me, he had his clothes were just a little obnoxious. I'm sorry, they sounded awful. The colors and the... So, I judged that. Yeah, I shouldn't probably judge the clothing. But anyway.
Well, she was judging him. She's like, oh, charismatic pretty boy. Ugh. You know, and
here we are.
You know, and she's like, because I think her automatic reaction was the fact she found him attractive and therefore he was annoying.
You're going to always be that.
But I think that might have been subconscious. I think consciously she's thinking, oh, he's one of those charming, good-looking, probably knows it, is used to getting his way with, you know, sweet-talking people, and particularly women, into whatever they want. Don't waste your time on me, buddy, you know, I think was her original attitude.
Well, and the secondary attitude was, don't get yourself killed.
Yes, definitely.
You know, please do not get yourself killed because I don't want to have to tell your grandfather that I let you die.
Yes.
So, and next week we're going to be talking about chapters 10 through 18. 10 through 18. So read those and then join us back to find out the next part of Trail of Lightning.